Greetings, this is Edward Ojambo. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can host your own Restream server locally using NGINX and RTMP. Alright, and also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. So, streaming on multiple platforms, like example, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, what's the other one called? BitChute. Obviously, there are others like Instagram, TikTok, etc. Can be challenging and costly when relying on third-party restreaming services. Luckily, open source software. Yes, if you have whatever platform you're using, you can do that as well. I'll show you all that later. You can. I'll show you how it works. Just bear with me for a second. User, that's a nice name, user. All right. So with open source software like the NGINX with the RTMP module, you can easily self-host a lightweight stream server on your local machine. This approach gives you full control of your stream, keeping costs down, and helps you learn how streaming infrastructure works under the hood. I actually used the NGINX RTMP module during the lockdown. A customer of mine wanted to stream through the web, and the software was actually pretty good back then, but the problem was with the Apple, because Apple didn't support the open source stuff, so I had to come up with a workaround. It worked out very, very well, but unfortunately because of Apple and some of the Apple, some slightly older devices, we had to end up using Cloudflare for streaming, but the actual recording was still in the web, but it worked very, very well. I was actually surprised how well it worked. So, but in this case, we're gonna use it. Now, just to let you know, most of the instructions you see online are going to tell you need a super powerful computer. That's absolutely not true. I can prove it because that same customer was using we tried it on AWS. What's the lowest one they have? I think half a gig, the light cell, and it worked as well. And I was actually, when I was doing this article, I actually tested it on the old machine. And you guys, as you know, that Intel, even though it was an i7 2600 with the NVIDIA GTX 950, I think the power supply was failing, all the parts were failing, so it still worked extremely well. And I'll tell you one of the problems I ran into. Obviously, with this new system, I'm not going to have those problems. So bear in mind that if you're streaming from your you're going to use your internet. So if you're streaming to 3 services, you're going to be streaming at the same time. So you need decent upload speed. Now I'm using Starlink internet. Obviously the download is fine. The upload, they kind of it's usually around 14 to 20 megabits per second. Surprisingly, that is kind of okay. I did test this with YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute, but more than about a few minutes, there was the Rumble one and the BitChute would never actually work. So I don't know if it was because my system wasn't powerful enough, but you guys can try it, especially if you're like if you're not in a rural area or you have decent upload speed. I don't think you have any problems. So we'll get to that in a second. So this is a beginner-friendly tutorial. I'll walk you through what is NGINX with RTMP module, how I self-host your Restream server, and how to set it up using OBS and Podman or podman-compose. The reason I'm using Podman, I've explained this before, they don't pay me to promote them. It's simply that when you install a bunch of packages, sometimes you forget they exist, or they might install other dependencies which you can't simply remove that package you want to install and their dependencies go away. So that's why I like using Podman, because you containerize all the software into that container, and when you're done, you simply can get rid of that container and everything inside it. So that's why, but you keep just a text file, either the Docker file or the podman-compose YAML file. Now I'm going to use Podman, but if you're using a Docker or Docker Compose, I make this tutorial so that it's a drop-in place, meaning that you can just take what I have and just use Docker. Just replace Podman with Docker, and it will also work. The reason I prefer Podman because it's rootless, so you don't have to have super user or super admin to access, for example, the network and stuff. It's automatic. That's why I like Podman. Okay, All right. So what is NGINX? NGINX is a powerful open source web server known for its speed and reliability. The RTMP module adds real-time messaging protocol (RTMP) support to NGINX, allowing it to accept live video streams and forward Restream. That's what Restream means. Them to multiple destinations. So this setup is very lightweight compared to full restreaming services because it simply forwards your live stream to platforms like YouTube, Rumble, without transcoding. So that's very important. It's ideal for people with limited hardware resources who want to restream from home. So you can also restream like you can record something and then you can restream like a video. You can restream that as well. I'll show you. This one is just for restreaming like a live. I should actually have mentioned that, but it's the same process. I'll show you how to do all that. So already talked about this. It's open source, so you're in control of the software and data. Super important that you're not putting on some cloud. You don't know who controls or sees your content, or who could steal your content. It's cost effective, no monthly fees or subscriptions. It's customizable. You tailor it to your streaming setup or needs. You gain valuable knowledge about streaming technology and server management. Now, although I'm doing this locally, you can also set up, say, you can maybe rent a server and then you can restream that way. That might actually be a better option because if your internet connection is not very good, you can simply restream to your own server, and then that server can set it out. So this is just the introductory one, but you guys can you can tweak it to your heart's content. I'll show you what you can tweak. All right, and I'm also, as I said before, so you're going to need a computer with a modern CPU. I put here i7 or equivalent. That's because that's what I had. I no longer have that. I'm now using a Ryzen 5 5600 GT. It's 6 cores, 12 threads. The i7 I was using was 2600, which was a 4-core, 8-thread from 2011. So you don't really need, as long as your computer is powerful enough to, basically put it this way, if you're already using OBS and you can stream live, for example, like I am, then you'll be fine. Your computer will be enough. So OBS Studio, of course, you can use. You don't actually need to use OBS Studio. Like I said, for example, if you just have a movie, you're just restreaming that. You can do that as well. Or you can use another software, but OBS Studio, because it's open source and cross-platform, that's what I'm going to show you how to use. But it's a very simple process. You can use any whatever platform or program you're using, even the web interface, it'll work as well. Obviously, Podman and podman-compose, I already explained. You can replace those with Docker. And stream keys for your target platforms, YouTube and Rumble. Obviously, you're going to need that beforehand. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to create a folder called NGINX RTMP on your PC and place the following files into it. So I'm going to do that right now. So here, actually, I'm going to do it on the command line. I prefer using the command line instead. Where are we here? I'll open up the console. Okay, actually, I don't need it to be that big. Okay, there we go. Zoom in here. Let me clear in and clear this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, if you look down here, actually let me, oops, clean, clear, forgot to put clear. Okay, if you look down here, I'm going to create a folder. You can follow along in any, oops, can't spell Restream. I'm going to call my folder Restream, but you can call it whatever you want. NGINX. You know what? Okay, I'll follow that. NGINX. Actually, I already have NGINX. I'll just call it Restream. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Just call a folder. So Restream, you see inside is empty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this files, Docker file, nginx.conf, and the podman YAML file. Oops, put them in the wrong place. That's no problem. I can just grab them, and I forgot to cd into the folders. So what I'll do is I will cd Restream. There we go. I put them in the wrong folder. Sorry about that. Now we're going to create our Docker file here, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open all this up in the text editor. I was working on a new upcoming tutorial, so just ignore that. Okay, so we have the Docker file here. See, it's empty. I'll zoom in here a little bit, and then we'll get started on the. Excuse me. Oh, great! Someone's calling me. Just a second. Hi, Ed speaking. Yes. I'm fine. Hey, I'm in the middle of a live stream. Can I call you back? Yes, Mr. What's the name? I know the name. Laser. Yes. Laser current. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll do. Bye bye. That's actually laser current. He's actually a what do you call it? An artist in Toronto. He's a reggae artist. I helped him put some stuff on the website, and he wanted to do everything himself. So I did teach him that. That was actually during the lockdown. Okay, sorry about that. So let's look at the Docker file. Okay, so in order not to make any mistakes, I'm just going to copy paste, and I'll explain everything. Let me zoom out too much here. Okay, so all the instructions you're going to see online, they're going to use something called NGINX Alpine. Now the problem with that is that it actually, even though the RTMP module exists, thanks user. Yeah, so the RTMP module exists, you actually cannot install it because the NGINX is not actually built for the one for Alpine. So be careful. So that is why I'm going to show you the proper way to do it. So unfortunately, you need to build it from scratch yourself. So, but it's pretty easy. The Podman or Docker will take care of it. So what you need to do is all the instructions I said are wrong. They'll tell you to use the NGINX from Alpine. Don't do that. Get it from Debian. You get it from Debian, Bullseye. Then you're gonna install the required dependencies. So you can get the, or you can also use, you can find some pre-built NGINX with RTMP support. However, you don't know if I remember I said this is open source. I'm teaching you how to do everything yourself. So this is how you do it. So you know what you're getting. You know where everything's coming from. It's traceable. I'm not saying those people. Some people are malicious. I'm just telling you that you should be able to DIY yourself, and this is what I'm doing right here. So we're going to build it ourselves. Don't worry, it's going to be easy, as you're going to see. In fact, I predict it's going to be way faster than if I ran this on the old on my old machine. All right, so we're going to install the required dependencies. So that's very simple. In Debian, it's apt-get update, apt-get install. The -y means it's not going to prompt you. It's going to automatically just answer yes to all the questions. So because if you do apt-get update, especially apt-get install, it's going to ask you, are you sure, or something like that. So of course we're sure. That's what we're doing here. So first you need the build-essential. You need this packages. I think this is Perl, SSL, libSSL. Obviously there's zlib, wget, git, CS certificates, curl, and ffmpeg. So you don't actually need ffmpeg. You can actually get rid of this. But ffmpeg, I wanted to make sure this tutorial has you covered every single way. So for example, ffmpeg could be used if you want to do some transcoding, or for example, let's say you have a video that is I don't know, H.265 or AV1, and obviously, for example, as of today in 2025, time of this recording, none of the major platforms actually accept AV1 or H.265, so you have to use H.264. So you might need to transcode it. That's why I wanted to make sure you guys are covered. That's why I put ffmpeg here. And then we set our work directory to /user/source. That's a Debian thing. I don't know if it's available in all Linuxes. I know that's a Debian thing because I use Debian as my preferred operating system for a very long time. And here we download NGINX and the RTMP module. So we get the source, we get it from nginx.org. Like I said, you can see where I'm getting everything. So the version 1.25.4 is a tarzip file, and then after that we unzip it or untar it. So the Z stands for zip, that will take care of this gzip here. The X stands for extract, so it's going to extract both the gzip and the tar file itself. V means verbose, meaning you will see what's happening, and force means that if there's any errors, just continue. Okay, so that's the one. And then after that, we're going to use git to clone the RTMP module. Oh, excuse me. Super hot outside today. Okay, and then after that, we start building it. You see, we put it into our source, and then we configure. You see, we configure it with HTTP. And then we also we add the module, which is the NGINX RTMP module, and then we make install. That's it. And then after that we configure. So we need to make we'll take care of this as well. So we're going to create our own NGINX config file, and we pass it into /user local nginx in the container config /nginx config. And then after that, if you're going to use HLS, I believe that's the one that Apple requires. If you need that, so you can make a temporary one there, and then we're going to export the ports. So we're going to export. I changed this, and I'll explain to you why. So the default port is 1935. The reason I did that is because 8080. These are the ports it's going to export. The reason it's very simple. I'm sure you guys can understand why. So 8080 is obviously for the internet, and 1935 is for that's the RTMP default port. And then to start NGINX in the foreground, this is how you do it. Unfortunately, NGINX doesn't auto start like, for example, Apache and the others. So you need to run. Now the good thing is it can run as daemonness. So that's what we're doing here. So daemon off -G and inject. Now I believe this doesn't work if you're using Podman. This only works if you have Docker. That's why I said I left it in there. So don't worry about it. I got you guys covered. Don't worry about it. I got you guys covered. So let me make sure I save this. Now let's go to the NGINX one. I'm going to zoom in as well. And again, I'm going to open that up. Okay. And we'll slap this here. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see what's going on. And so workers worker underscore process space 1, then event worker underscore connections 1024. That's enough. The RTMP. Then we have server. We listen to the port now 1935. That's why we had it open there before. The exposed, and chunk size 4096. Application live. So this is where we do the live recording. So live set to on, record is set to off. So if you want to record as well, you can also record. So that NGINX RT, I think you have to pass it to FFmpeg, but I'm not doing any recording here. This is if I wanted to record and do transcoding, I would have to have record on, but I'm not, because I use OBS to do the recording, so I don't need that. Then you allow publish 127001, so obviously that's localhost, and deny publish all, allow play all. So again, especially if you're doing you're restreaming like a live video, you already pre-recorded. And this is what will happen here. You see, if you push it to the external platforms, for example, for YouTube, it's push space rtmp : a.rtmp.youtube.com/live2/ and then you put your restream key there. There will be a key that you put in here. Now I put key, obviously. Usually the way it works is you put the key, and then there's I think there's a password as well, so you put that there as well, but this is the format. And then of course you have here's one for Rumble, and here's one for Odyssey. I have streamed, as I said, all of them, but you can add more. You can add I think there's Facebook Live, Instagram, TikTok, I think there's even now LinkedIn as well. So there's multiple platforms you can add, and you can just add the keys there. So just be careful though. Make sure your system can handle, especially the upload speed, right? So I said I was able to get 2 of them. When I tried 3 on the old system, it was I don't know if it was also my upload. I said the upload is not so not so great, but it's good enough. And then for the HTTP server, we listen on port 8080, and then we check to see if it's running. So it's our RTMP server is running, and then for statistics, it's /stat RTMP underscore stat all, and RMP stat style sheet dot XSL. XLL is just an XML format with a style sheet in it, so it's pretty. Okay, and then after that, the location /stat.xsl, and that's in the root /user/source/nginx, and you see the version -1.25.4/html. Nice and simple. That's it. Make sure I save this. And finally, our podman-compose. Okay, very simple. Actually, you see, the version doesn't really matter as long as it's 3 and above. You can put 3.7, 8. I can even remove this because I'm running Fedora Linux, so it always uses the latest versions possible. So the services, the NGINX RTMP, the build. I just put a dot here because that means it'll grab everything in that current folder. Now, you be careful. Here's another thing nobody told me about, because normally what you want to do is here I'll show you this. So normally what you would do is you would have the Docker file in the same folder as the podman compose or your compose YAML file, and then you'd create another folder. For example, it'd be NGINX config or something like that, and then that's where your NGINX config would be. However, I had trouble with that. So I said, you know what, it's fine because the Docker file will just find it here. So I left it as is. I was like, I didn't want any trouble, so I just want to make it as simple as possible, and this works. Okay, so it will, if you remember from the Docker file, it's going to grab it from here, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, the ports, remember we're exposing 1935, so on the local system I'm also going to use 1935 because I'm not using it for anything else. Actually, I just realized, shoot, I think this will not work because I'm obviously streaming right now on OBS. So no, I think it should be fine. I think it should be fine. It will still be exposed. I think it should be fine. We'll see. If my live stream goes away, don't worry. I'll stop this and continue. But we should be able to check this one out as well, though. Or I can change the port number, but I'm going to leave it for now. The port is 8080. It's also mapped to 8080 in the container. The first one here, this is the one on the outside, on the host system. And then the volumes, obviously the nginx.config is also mapped to /etc nginx.conf. So, and it's, I just read only. So, and then restart always. That's it. So this is also available. I said if you're running, this can easily be a Docker compose file. It's a YAML file. So there we go. That's it. That's all you do. And with that said, we can actually get this up and running. Absolutely. So Kevin S asks if I prefer Podman over Docker. Absolutely, I prefer Podman because Podman is rootless. You don't have to be a super user to use Podman. And Podman, because meaning that a regular user can use it. That's a great thing. And the good thing about Podman is you don't have to muck around getting the like the network working. It's automatic because it's a user level. I like that. If you notice, I don't put any stuff here like, oh, this the bridge and all that stuff. You don't have to do that. That's another thing I like about Podman. It's automatic. All right, so that's it. So let's jump back to the command line here. Let's clear this. So very simple. You type podman. Make sure I'm in the right folder. I think I am. Yes, podman. Yeah, let me make sure I'm in the right folder. Yes, I am. Okay, so let's clear that. Absolutely, yeah. It's podman.io. So when this is running, I'll go check. I'll show you Podman, and I forgot to go to NGINX. I'll show you that in a second. Let me get this running first. So podman-compose, and then you just type up. Now, if I do this, it's gonna show all the everything like a log file. But I want to detach it, so I'll put space -d. That's to detach it. So it's going to be running. So I'm going to let it run all this stuff, and it's actually done. That was pretty quick. Okay, so before let me make sure let's go to the NGINX website first. So this is NGINX. You can see. Oh, okay. So it looks like there's a new version. So if you guys are running this, you want to test it. There's a new version. It's NGINX 1.29.1. That was released. That was released last month. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, so you can use that one. That was released on August the 13th of 2025. So that you can use that one. I didn't realize. Okay, you can try that one, or you can follow along with mine. Remember, this isn't a container. That's what containers are for. You can use all the software in containers because it's not part of your main system. Okay, so that's NGINX. It's NGINX.org, NGINX.org. And then the other one I wanted to show you guys was OBS. OBS is Open Broadcaster Studio, so it's free and open source. You see it's available for Windows 10 and 11, as you can see down there. Mac OS supports 12.0 or newer, and Linux obviously. And you can see as of July 28, 2025, the latest version is 31.1.2. I think, my version is slightly older than this one, but and that was so. I think next time I do an update, it will get me that one. So not a big deal. And what's the other one I wanted to show you guys? Podman. So Podman is available on podman.io. As you can see, you can download it. It's also cross-platform. This one actually runs under the Apache license 2.0. And I think I did I'm going to do a review of the Apache licenses. That's coming up on Friday for you guys. And you can see a latest stable version is 5.6.1. And for example, if you go to downloads, you see there's Linux. It's Linux other install options. Let's check that one out. You see there's Mac and Windows. I believe on Mac and Windows, because they don't have the Linux kernel, it's actually more like a virtual machine. You can install it using Brew. I believe Brew is cross-platform now for Mac, Linux, and Windows. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was. At least they made an effort in the past. And then Windows, they show you. If you're using the Linux for a Windows subsystem for Linux, it looks like you can just do. But there's a specific guide for that, so there you go. And then obviously Linux, it's pretty simple for me. I'm on Fedora, so I just typed dnf install podman and podman-compose. That was it. All right, so that's that. And as I said, this is ready. So I do have sample codes here. For example, the Docker file, as you can see here. This is the problem I was telling you before. All the instructions will tell you to run NGINX Alpine. Now, the problem, there's also an NGINX mod RTMP. The problem is, even though it's in the Alpine repositories, it's not going to work because the Docker version, this one, NGINX Alpine, it's actually not compiled for the module. So that's why. So that's why I had to build it. So this is if you do this, it's not going to work. But in the future, maybe somebody will figure it out and say, hey, let's build it with it because it's popular. Then maybe this will work in the future. But as I said, I covered you guys. You saw me build it, and it's actually done here. And I'll show you that in a second. And here's the code for the NGINX configuration file, and the YAML files here as well. You can just simply copy paste. And this is the command that you saw me run right now. It's podman-compose up detached. And you see how quickly it was? Look how fast this is. You see that? It got Debian very quickly. Obviously, because I think I might have had a copy. And you see it updated. Look how fast that was. I also downloaded all this FFmpeg and used that cache because I did this before. And boom, just like that, it's done. Let me zoom out a little bit. So it might, too much. There we go. So you can see it did all this stuff pretty quick. Okay, so I have another bonus for you guys. So EA Mattel is asking, so if I self-host my own RTM server with NGINX and OBS, what is the benefit of it? Well, the benefit is you control you control the process. Let me explain what I mean. I figured out why you made a spelling mistake. I got it. So the reason you want to self-host is you know where your data is going. If you use a restreaming server, you have no idea if they're making a copy of it, right? So and the thing is, you don't have to rely on them. I believe they charge you. They maybe give you a minimum, so you can only restream to 1 or 2 services, or you have to pay so much per month or per year. So I'm saying is you get to control everything yourself. Most of the time when you are live streaming, whether like me, I'm doing now completely live, or you recorded something and you want to stream it, for example, like in the example I'm showing today, it's not going to be tasking on your system. As I said, you can run this on your own. Are cloud services easier to use? It depends. Look how quickly it took me to get this up and running. Even speaking to you guys, you see, it's pretty quick. You can do it yourself. That's all they're doing. I would not be surprised if they're actually doing the same thing I've just done here. They're using probably NGINX with the RTMP module. I would not be surprised if they're doing the same thing, right? So, as I said, this is I'm helping you guys so you can DIY yourselves. There's no need to pay for something when there's open source solutions which work extremely well. And I'm going to show you how well they do work in a second here. So I took some screenshots here. Obviously that's for this is for the Docker file, this is for the NGINX configuration file, and this is the YAML file, and this is obviously running just like this. No problem, EA. And so I'm going to show you now how to set this up in, yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah, use it, absolutely. You can also run it, I said, if you have your own server. Sorry, I guess I didn't want to confuse you guys. Yes, if you have your own server, if you have your own server or you rent some cloud somewhere, absolutely, run it in there. Run your own. Sorry, I don't want to confuse people. Let me rephrase that. When I said your own server, I meant also if you have a cloud, like if you have a cloud instance, you can, obviously a dedicated server, yes, you can run it there as well. What I meant by cloud is I think what I should have mentioned was that there are services which provide, for example, there's one called, like, I think it's called Restream. It's actually a name called, I think the company is actually called Restream. So I'm saying is that you don't have to use them. If you have your own cloud, it doesn't matter where the cloud is. It could be on Google, Azure, AWS. If you have your own instance, you can run this as well. Because most people like me, I have a website. Obviously, that means I have, my own server. I can run it there as well. So correct, yes. You can run it on your own cloud instance. So that's correct, yes. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. Thanks for that, user. I love that name. Okay, so let me show you OBS. I'm using OBS right now. So obviously, let's go to settings. I don't think it's going to allow me. It's going to be blocked out. So what you do is you go to stream, and it's blocked out right now, but I can't pick it. So what you do is you pick, the drop down doesn't work, but I'll show you in the screenshot. So what you do is, if you really couldn't do it, yes, correct, yes, that's correct, user. Yes, if you can't, if you, for example, I said my old workstation was really getting to the end of life, so it was really struggling, as I'll show you. But I'm saying is that in that case, this would work much better on a remote server or a cloud that you own, but you don't have to pay for a service for it. All right, so basically in OBS, you go to settings, you click on stream, and under server here, you pick, I think it's other. I'll show you in the other screenshot. You pick other, and then the server here, you pick, you put in your server. Now it's going to ask you for the stream key, and it's going to ask you for a password. So do not worry, I'll have you covered there. So we'll take care of that. Let me cancel this. So let me show you this screenshot. Can I zoom in here? Actually, let me see if it's a better. I can do. I don't. That's kind of small. Let me see if I have better shots of that. I'm just gonna grab the screenshots. I don't have the original ones, but it should be good enough. Where's R? Where's R? RS. Oh, self-host S. So it's right here. Yes. Image viewer. So why can't I zoom in? Oh, there we go. Huh, weird. Really? I can't zoom in? That is weird. How can I zoom in? Okay, I might have to open this up in a web browser. Let me try opening up in a web browser. I don't know why it's not letting me zoom in. Oh, I have to use Chromium. Okay. Oh, wrong one. It was this one. Okay, that's what blurry. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah. So under when you go to OBS, you go to Stream, and then service, you pick Custom, and you see the destination. It's RTMP : //localhost /live. Now, if you do change the because by default that's going to use the 1935. However, if you do change the port number, make sure you put the port number after localhost. You put : and then whatever port number. For example, if I was using 1936, I would put 1936. I don't need to put 1935 because that's the default for RTMP. So what this is going to do is it's going to put it's going to send whatever we're doing. Whatever live stream or if you're doing a video, pre-recorded video, if you're using OBS, I don't know how you do it, but if you are, you can send it there. So that's the server. Now, as I said before, it's going to ask you for the stream key. So the stream key, you just make it up. Because remember, we didn't set one up. You can if you want. That could be for a future tutorial, but because this is running locally, so we do not. You don't set one up. So that actually brings up a very good point. If you're obviously going to do this on your live on a remote server, obviously, please make sure you put like a stream key, at least the bare minimum, and then you can use authentication. I didn't bother using authentication because I said I am. This is local. I'm the only one who's going to have access to this machine. So, and I can have some firewalls if I was using a library or something. So nobody's going to connect to this machine except for me. However, if you're on a remote one, make sure you actually set up some type of authentication, even a stream, some type of a key as well. It's pretty easy to do in NGINX. I've done tutorials on that. If you want me to do one in the future, I can touch back again on NGINX and authentication. So you just make up any name. Okay. And here's YouTube to prove to you that it actually did work. I did a test here, and you can see here it says duplicate stream key. It doesn't matter. No, you can say, hold on, I'm getting there. Be patient. I'll prove to you that it does work. And you see, I went to the stream health. You see, it says excellent. And you see, I started and stopped a few times just to make sure it does work. For example, you see no data here. Then it says stream health is excellent. Then it says YouTube is currently not streaming, obviously, because I stopped it. And then I started again because I was tweaking the settings to see. So it actually does work, as you can see here, the times as well. So when the stream is healthy, that means you can actually continue. So what you do also, speaking of, let me go back to the previous one. Is it this one here? Yeah. So you see here in YouTube Studio, where you get your stream key, you can obviously copy your stream key here. You copy it, and you can see this is RTMP : and there's a backup. That's not important. OBS is automatic. What you need is your key. You grab it there, and you take that key and you put it into the NGINX file. No, excuse me. All right, and then I also did a Rumble. I believe this is Rumble. Yeah, this is Rumble. So for Rumble, I had a little bit of a problem with it, but I'll show you what I did to fix it. So I tried the dynamic. What is this? Oh, there we go. I tried the dynamic stream key. That didn't work for me. But the one that did work is the static stream key. That did work for me. And you can see it also works. It says it's low latency, but it did work. And I said, I don't know if that was because of my connection. Now you have to remember, I do use the Wi-Fi for my phone because the connection here is not very good. So I do use Wi-Fi calling on my phone. So that means obviously I'm using the download and up, mostly a little bit of the upload. And obviously I'm doing live streaming. Which obviously is more upload than download. So there you go. It does work in Rumble as well. If you want to stream in Rumble, I recommend using the stream key if your computer is not very powerful. Okay, so that's it. That's it. In Rumble, you can see here it's rtmp rtmp.rumble.com/live as well. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I feel dumb. Good point, user. Yeah, you're right. Low latency is actually a good thing. I thought it was a bad. Oh my god. I think I was so frustrated because things were not working. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. Low latency is a good thing. I'm mind blown. Yeah, I was frustrated when I was doing this because the dynamic key didn't work. Or maybe it did, and I don't know. So okay, there you go. Forget what I've just said. Yeah, low latency is a good thing. That's what you want. Now, when I saw low latency, my first thing was like, oh, that's a bad thing. So, but yeah, you're right. That's actually a good thing. So there you go. Even on the old system. Good one. Okay, so next is BitChute. So this is not BitChute. What do you call it? Odyssey. This is Odyssey. Oh, I know why I didn't do BitChute. The reason I didn't do BitChute is because BitChute you cannot post date live streams. If when you're on BitChute and you go live, it's live right then. You cannot, for example, set one up for the future. It's live right then, which I wanted to. I'm not able to. Now you're able to, I think, set it for 24 or 48 hours, but I like to set a time, like 1 or 2 days in the future, not right now. I don't, because people will think that I'm streaming right now, right? So I don't like that. I wish they just add a feature saying this will be live on this day or anything like that. So as you can see, I also did what's this one? Odyssey. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, see, that's why. Yeah, you're right. When I saw the red and it says low latency, my first thing was like, oh, that's a bad thing. Yeah, the color is. Yeah, you're right. It should be green. See, like YouTube is green, right? When it says live stream or white or something. Yeah, red is really confusing. Yeah, so that's why it threw me off, and I thought it was a bad thing. But then, yeah, you're right. Low latency is a good thing. You're right about that. Okay, so this was in Odyssey. Odyssey again. You see, it's rtmp://stream.odyssey.com/live. They have a very long key, but yeah, it does work as well. So you just grab the key and you put it there, and there you go. As you can see. It says confirming. That means that it's actually it depends a little bit, but it actually does work. And obviously this is Tux the Penguin. I was just testing it as well, and you see test. It does work as well. So there you go. And it gives some suggestions: 1,000 to 2,500 kbs, 2 keyframes high for the profile, and 0 latency. So there you go. And they say if you're streaming from a mobile device, I think this is cut off, we recommend the Prism Live Studio from blah, 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 whatever that is. Okay, so if using other server, make sure bitrate is below 7,000 kbs. So there you go, guys. Nice and simple. You can get this up and running, as I said, right, on your own system, and you see how fast it is to get so you can set up your own Restream. Now, the reason I also like Podman, they can also use Docker, is that obviously you can replicate these things on your remotely. So if you own your server or servers, you can do that as well. So so this allows you to restream. You film once, and then you can restream to multiple. And here I gave you just a quick example. Let's go back to the code. Where was it here? NGINX here. You see here, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, but you can add more for, as I said, like it could be not YouTube. What do you call it? Man, what do you call that thing? Oh yeah, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah, you can add more. For when I was researching this, some people have been able to do up to 8 of them. For example, they would do not stream. What do you call what's a popular one for gamers? The ones that gamers use. I forget the name. It's owned by, I think, Amazon. Yeah, yeah. You can put that one here as well. I think somebody asked if you can do this also for gaming. Yes, you can as well. You just push there, and they said all you need is the key. Some keys might have a password. You just put it there, and it'll take care of it. So the reason this works and is very good is there's no transcoding. So it takes the signal right from OBS and pushes it, splits it into. It doesn't split it, but it just, I guess, different paths at the same time. It's like parallel at the same time. So that's fantastic. This is great. So there you go. Nice and simple. Now, obviously, you probably need to, for example, one of the things I did research was if you can also push to multiple, like for example, in YouTube, if you have multiple channels, can you push to them? The answer is yes, you can. However, because of the way YouTube works, you need to have, you have to click the live thing. So maybe if you do it on your phone, or if you have another computer, or maybe in some type of emulator or virtual machine, because you need to click the live. Somehow you need to click live. Yeah, you'll be able to do that. And the good thing about OBS is that you can have multiple what do they call them, Docker browser Dockers open, so you can do that as well. It doesn't work quite well in Linux, especially when you're using Wayland yet, but I haven't tested that out. But some people have been able to do it on multiple platforms, including Linux. All right, so that's it, guys. So yeah, low latency, man. That was a brain fart. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. You can push to as many platforms as your system, obviously depending on your upload speed. So as I said, my upload speed is about, I think 20. Actually, let's go check that out. I haven't been there in a while. I'll show you. So we go to, is it starlink.com? I haven't been there in a while. Let's go there, starlink.com. Okay, let's dump this here. Clear. So starlink.com, I think we go to, they used to have a map of it. Let's see if they still have that. Did they remove the map? They used to have a map. I haven't been here now. Oh, availability map. Let's check out the availability map. And then what you do is, oops, I have to go back to the map. Bear with me for a second. Oh no, not availability. Where is, did I get rid of the map? Residential. Oh, looks like they got rid of the map. The first thing, every time you went to the site, it would have a map, and then you would, maybe it's in full screen. Oh yeah, they got rid of it. They used to have a map, and then you could actually check. Oh, there we go. Your views. Man, I should be able to read. Yeah, just okay. Looks like they got rid of the map. They used to have a nice map where you could actually check the speeds of the. Yeah. Oh, this is the U.S. Let's see Canada here. Huh. Oh, like they got rid of it. Yeah, they used to have a map, and then you could check the connection of your area. Looks like they got rid of that, which is a shame. It was actually pretty nice. You could actually run. You could actually run it. So, but as I said, I think. Oh, maybe it's under. Let's see survey plans. Maybe it's here. So I'll tell you the plan I have. I have the residential plan here. Does it show? Does that say support? Let's see if maybe I'll click order now. Or why do they want my view all plans? Okay, that's I don't like the new site. They will tell you what speed you get as well. Like this one, they don't even. Let's click order now. Oh, view speed. Yeah, I want to see the speed map. Okay, I guess I okay. So I'll put in a fake address. Say 213. Actually, I can't even. Oh, Center Street. Center Street. Okay. Block. Residential. Okay, that's wrong because it doesn't tell us what speed they claim. They'll show us the speed, but they don't even show us the speed. Anyway, yeah. So it's about as I said, the download is pretty good. The upload is not very good, but I'm saying it's good enough. So I'm not going to bother with this. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Oh, you know what? Here, no, it's not on the phone as well. They also changed it on the phone. All right, let's finish this up. So as I say, I took some screenshots here on which one is it on? YouTube and Rumble, the low latency, and Odyssey as well. And this is a live stream. So you know what? Here, there you go. So live, I'm actually live. So if you need help or personalized support, if you want one-on-one programming tutorials or assistance with installing, updating, and migrating your NGINX RTMP setup, feel free to contact me at jamo.com/contact. I offer custom services tailored to your streaming and development needs. Self-hosting your Restream server using open source tools like NGINX with RTMP module is a rewarding project that saves money and gives you control. Whether you're starting or just want to scale your your streaming workflow, this approach can help you broadcast with confidence. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd like to thank user EA Matelli, Kevin S for your comments in the live chat. Appreciate that. I hope I answered all your questions. And also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people. Especially, I think this is a very useful tutorial.